A bullet couldn't stop Trump. A virus just stopped Biden. You've got the nominees of this party getting their butts kissed. Biden's getting his butt kicked by his own party. The Democrats are coming apart. The Republicans are coming together.
What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com, and welcome to my channel, The Treehouse News, and the plan is in motion. Put on your seatbelts because we're about to go for a nice ride. It looks like the demon rats, aka the Democrats, are actually going to get Joe Biden out of there. And it's all starting to play right now before our eyes. Adam Schiff just called on Biden to drop out. Today is the 18th, so it's the Thursday, and yesterday was Wednesday. And that's when Adam Schiff said, I'm gonna need you to drop out the race there, Biden. Now, Nasty, aka Nancy Pelosi, has not said anything yet, but give her time. As of now, there have been 20 Democrats who have openly called for Biden to step down. They took a poll recently, and let me read this to you. Democrats who want Biden to withdraw, different candidate to be selected. Out of overall Democrats, it's 65%. 65% of Democrats overall want Biden to drop out. Between the ages of 18 and 44, 75% of the Democrats want him to drop out. Now, this is something I found crazy. They said, well, what about the white Democrats? We don't care about the blacks. We don't care about the Latinos and the Hispanics and the Asians. What about us white folks? And they put, I thought this was so strange. But then again, Democrats are going to racist. They're going to racist. Nobody racisms like the Democrats, okay? Democrats love the racists, okay? Anyway, 67% of white Democrats want Biden out. So, take what you want as you will from this, okay? So, Biden went on his Twitter yesterday and tweeted out this: I'm sick. And yo, this tweet went viral. As you can see, 106 million views. Look at that. 106 million views. With him, the president of the United States. And for those of you who want to know, you're probably saying, Tree, isn't that a parody account? No, check it out. Look, 38.2 million. It says husband to Dr. Oh my God, not the Dr. Biden. Okay. Anyway, proud father and grandfather ready to finish the job for all Americans. Official account is POTUS. So this is actually Joe Biden's account. And you can always tell because I think the politicians always have the blue check mark. Okay. So let's remember that. So he says, I'm sick. And then he was supposed to make an appearance, a speaking appearance and also, let's not forget, he was supposed to be speaking to some donos and have a fundraiser at this conference, and he couldn't make it. And this is what's said in his absence.
Thank you all so much for your patience and understanding. Regrettably, I was just on the phone with President Biden, and he shared his deep disappointment at not being able to join us this afternoon. Mm-hmm. The president has been at many events, as we all know, and he just tested positive for COVID. So, of course, we understand that
and you know they look, I gotta say this. And you know they was expecting Biden because look at the teleprompters. Biden is the only one. When you go to a fundraiser or a conference or a speaking engagement, you got the teleprompters right there, okay? Dude, this guy is a clown.
He needs to take the precautions that have been recommended, and he did not obviously want to put anybody at risk. Thank you all so much.
Okay, so there is that, all right? So I want to bring your attention to something because, like I said, I see what's coming up. I told you guys, I said I wasn't going to believe it until I see it, and it does look like they're going to get Biden out of there. I think they don't start to vote until their DNC, which is in August. So that's next month. So they have an entire month to completely decide whether they want Biden or not. And so it's going to be very entertaining until then. But let me read this for you because there was a recent interview that Biden did with BET, and he said that he's going to reevaluate staying in the race if he's diagnosed with a medical condition. Now, is it possible, just hear me out, is it possible that if he is diagnosed with COVID, or the koofy as I'm going to say, that could lead to something else serious, or he doesn't bounce back, or he has something else that it's as a result of it, like he gets pneumonia or whatever, and the unthinkable happens? I don't know, but let's go ahead and check out this interview. It's not that long, 58 seconds, and then we're going to look into the whole koofy thing that he has come under, or shall I say he was diagnosed with just recently.
Earlier, the president sat down with journalist Ed Gordon for an interview with BET News. Gordon asked the president if there is anything, including family members, that would make him reevaluate staying in the race.
If there had some medical condition that emerged, if the doctors came to me and said, you got this problem, that problem. But I made a serious mistake in the whole debate. And look, when I originally ran, you may remember it, I said I was going to be a transitional candidate. And I thought that I'd be able to move from this to pass it on to someone else. But I didn't anticipate things getting so divided. And quite frankly, I think the only thing age brings is a little bit of wisdom. And I think I've demonstrated that I know how to get things done for the country, in spite of the fact that we were told we couldn't get it done. But there's more to do, and I'm reluctant to walk away from that.
Earlier, the president...
Oh, my God. The joke's just right there. Okay there, poopy pants Joe Biden. So let's look here. What is this? Is this ABC? Yeah, ABC News. I like this news breakdown because they not only throw Biden underneath the bus, but they actually talk very candid about, hey, there's a possibility he's not going to be on the ticket as the representative of the Democratic Party for the presidential race. Okay, so check this out. They get a little too TMI because they start talking about the symptoms that Biden has. We don't care about that. But anyway, I was listening between this and Fox News and CNN, and this one was the most informative. Check this out.
With you, Selena, I also want to mention just here quickly that we do have word here from the White House, again, confirmation from the White House that President Biden has tested positive for COVID. We have a statement here from Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre saying that he tested positive for COVID. He is vaccinated and boosted and is experiencing mild symptoms. She's
vaccinated and boosted. Okay. Vaccinated and boosted. Mild symptoms. Okay. Now, I can't say what I want to say, but if you can read my mind, you know what I would really say if I wouldn't get in trouble here on YouTube.
says. She went on to say he will be returning to Delaware, where he will self-isolate and will continue to carry out all of his duties fully during that time, and noting that they will provide regular updates. And Selena, again, I know that you're reaching out to your sources there in the White House as well for more information on that. But in terms of Democratic support for this president right now, who is just trying to keep his campaign alive, trying to stay at the top of this ticket, and we have top Democrats either calling for him to pass the torch, or Selena, top Democrats saying, let's delay this official roll call nomination for him.
Yeah, Katie, I mean, this day just keeps on getting tougher for the president. Today, you had Adam Schiff, who is one of the most prominent Democrats, publicly calling for President Biden to step aside. We've been talking about this all day. It's a huge deal because he is a longtime ally of President Biden. He's also very close to former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. He is calling on President Biden to pass on the torch. Now, President Biden was asked about this by a reporter earlier today about these calls from Adam Schiff. The president did not comment on that. And the big question now is, does this open the floodgates for even more prominent Democrats to come out and ask for the president to step aside?
Yes, it does. I do anticipate Nancy Pelosi to come about. There was an interview of Mad Maxine Waters and her and her wig. That woman in her wigs, I swear, we call it the James Brown wig. She is ride or die Biden. She talks about how the NAACP stands behind him, the Black Caucus stands behind him, and how she is behind him, and she doesn't care if Adam Schiff, who she does respect, want him to drop out. She says she doesn't even care about the other politicians and Democrats wanting to pressure Biden to drop out, including the big donors. She is beside him. But Nasty Pelosi has not said anything so far. So I think if she comes out and says, that Biden should step down, yeah, I see him stepping down. Who will replace him is, up for grabs. I really can't even put my finger on it. I really don't know who they may have to replace Biden. It's really tricky with the demon rats, but we shall see.
This is a time when the president needs to be fielding calls. He needs to be shoring up support. So it is a hamper on all of that. The fact that he needs to isolate and recover right now. But as you just said in that statement, the president is vaccinated. We hope he has a speedy recovery time. But really, this day just could not get any harder for the president.
Certainly. Selena, also sharing with everyone in this statement from the White House, there's also a note in it as well from the president's doctor, and it's saying here that the president presented this afternoon with some upper respiratory symptoms, runny nose, a cough that wasn't productive. They're saying that he felt okay for his first event of the day, and then they said he wasn't feeling better, so they tested him and he was positive for COVID, again reiterating that he will be self-isolating. They also say that the president has received his first dose of Paxlovid and again will be self-isolating at his home in Rehoboth. I want to check in here with Jay O'Brien.
Hold on, before she check in with this person, isn't it convenient now? Okay, the reason they said that he was not at his best during the debate was because he had a cold. And they tested him for the koofy and nothing came about it. He tested negative. And now that this failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump happened, and now it has boosted him, okay, to the point where it's like if there was a vote taking place today, Donald Trump would win in a landslide. I think they're now coming up with either a sympathy or, oh, poor me, I'm so sick. So it's always dealing with his health, but that's not going to look good because here you are showing your weakness. You are at your weakness where Trump got shot and he still came to the RNC. Okay, he had a tiny little magic My Little Pillow a tap to his ear, but he was still there, okay? He was still there, all right? And he's still making rallies. He's still going to rallies. He's still doing his thing, making appearances. He's nothing stopping him. And look at what's going on with the demon rats and look at what's going on with Biden. Biden is showing that he's still getting older and weaker, and it's not looking good. And with him just looking frail when Trump's at his strongest, Biden's at his weakest. Yeah, this is just not a good way for the America to get behind a weak person to represent our country. Also, those who may hate Trump for whatever reason that's on the left or Democrats just don't like Biden here, and so they're just not going to vote for anyone, which is basically fine with us. That's just less votes for Biden because they're saying, like, I just can't get behind him, but they're not gonna vote for Trump because, I guess because of political opposition, neither here nor there. It's like they're not energized. The demon rats are not energized like the Republicans. So that's something you need to take in consideration.
And who's down there on the floor of the Republican National Convention. Look, the campaign trail is hard for anyone, but Joe Biden, again, under a microscope right now. He is aging. It is a concern for many Americans. And after that disastrous debate, every misstep is really analyzed by the American people. And Jay, now for him to miss this speech today, again, to hit critical voting block for him because he has COVID. What is that like here for lawmakers to try to react to something like that?
I wouldn't necessarily think it's going to have any long-term impact on this campaign, Kana. The thing I would tell you is this. Firstly, obviously it comes in a very critical news environment for the president. There is, as Selena just noted, kind of this question as to whether or not there will be this opening of floodgates again of Democrats calling for him to no longer be the nominee because they don't think that he can win in November, partly because of his debate performance and then partly because of how Democrats, some of them, disagree with the way the White House has handled the fallout from that debate performance. Adam Schiff was notable today, for instance, as Selena pointed out, significant Nancy Pelosi ally, so a lot of eyes on Nancy Pelosi to hear what she will do. The president had a call this weekend, we know from sources, with multiple groups of House Democrats, and at least one of those calls got very heated when a member asked him if his age was a national security issue. And I'm told from sources on that call that the president pushed back strongly against that, got defensive, one source characterized it as. All of that to say that this is just another element of that tick, tick, tick of news environment for Joe Biden and things not necessarily going his way in terms of the Democratic Party. Now, there was this move, as Selena and you noted, to push this virtual nomination, which is a factor that they need because Biden needs to be nominated prior to the Democratic convention to get on the ballot in certain states like Ohio because of a fluke in those states' laws. That was not a win for Joe Biden today. That was potentially a win for the Get Biden Off the Ticket crowd because it gives them more time to circle the wagons and organize. There was a concern amongst some Democratic lawmakers who do not want Biden as the nominee that perhaps the Democratic Party would move to officially nominate him pretty soon, towards the end of this month, and kind of take the wind out of the sails of the Get Biden Off the Ticket crowd. That has not happened. They're now going to do this in August, so there is still time. Some of those Democrats who don't want Biden on the ticket tell me to potentially move him off the ticket. One more thing of note here. On Saturday, after the events of that assassination attempt on former President Trump, I talked to House Democrats who maybe do not want Biden as the nominee, who said, look, they viewed their movement to get him off the ticket as on pause. Some viewed it as over because the political environment had totally changed for them. Now, with this Adam Schiff statement out today, some of them are rethinking whether or not they're going to come out publicly and try to again push Biden off of the ticket. All of that to say that this news of testing positive for COVID, when the president really needs to be out there, when the White House wants him campaigning, making speeches, saying to those critics that he can be active, be on the campaign trail, be unscripted, it could not come at a worse time.
And this is amazing because now we're going to start seeing more Democrats aka demon rats, coming out and saying, you gotta go. He gotta go. We gotta replace him. We gotta replace him. So we don't even know if the squad has said anything. We don't know. Now I know Mad Maxine Wall, she was on the side of Biden, but we really didn't hear from the Black Caucus. We really didn't hear from other members, main members of the Democratic Party. So we really don't know if more will come. And since as you can hear from this pundit stated that they have up until next month to decide, because a lot of Democrats want Biden out, that they got a couple of weeks to make that happen. And let me tell you something, this seems like it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're hearing from all the analysts that he needs to be making many public appearances as possible. He needs to be taking questions. And what we saw yesterday certainly was a public appearance, but there weren't any questions asked. And he's trying to speak to crucial voting blocks that he needs to not only win this election, but to win the favor of his own party. As Jay pointed out, many of them are asking him to step down and pass the torch right now. I do want to share with you that, again, he was going to speak at this Unidos U.S. event in Nevada, and that was something that he had to postpone because he had COVID. These are live images of President.
He don't look like he got the koofy coof to me. And isn't it nice that he has tall Secret Service agents around him, unlike the DEI team that they gave Trump? Yeah, nice. Look at them. Tall, men, strong. All right. Yeah, they gave him the top notch. Why they gave President Trump the C squad, maybe even the D squad, I'm not sure.
Biden in Las Vegas. You saw him just sort of giving the thumbs up right there. So again, he has tested positive for COVID. They say he had a runny nose, that he was not feeling.
Oh my God, he is not. Is he not knowing how to get up the stairs? Watch this. Watch how he's going to go up these stairs.
Positive for COVID. They say he had a runny nose, that he was not feeling well early today. And he's going up those steps. It looked like he paused there just a moment.
Yeah, he did pause. Did he forget where he was that quick?
On those bottom steps. There he is.
Oh, he can't even go up the stairs like he is. Oh my God, he's going up the stairs like a real frail man, old man, like he's 95 years old. Jeez Louise, Trump would have been up those stairs already.
Is making his way up to the steps, all the way into the plane. A bit of a shuffle there at the end. Listen, this is deeply concerning.
Okay, I've seen enough. I'm done. You know what? You're done. You're done, Democrats. It's over for you. It's so over. I guess what you guys are going to do is you're going to contest the election too, just like, Hillary Clinton did in 2016 and 2017. I think she was still crying in 2018, and finally in 2019, she let it go. So get ready to start blaming it on Russia for Trump to beat you guys in a landslide. Just tear you up. But anyway, let me know how you guys think, and let me know what you think by leaving a comment below this video. I have been communicating with some of you guys. Some of you are very funny. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. And hey, don't forget to give me a like on this video, okay? And I'll see you on the next one. Later, taters.